Hey, ESPN, I'm Jack. I'm the co-founder of Crack.com.
And I'm Miles, a former lobbyist that loves soccer and gets very nervous when I'm pulled over by the police.
And we're the hosts of The Daily Zeitgeist, a daily comedic news podcast that covers politics, pop culture, and we're both big sports fans. I'm actually named after my grandfather, legendary NBA coach Dr. Jack Ramsey.
Oh, well, I'm named after Miles Davis, a legendary heroin addict who is not my grandfather.
It's not a competition. So search The Daily Zeitgeist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts, or give it away for free.
Celebrating 25 years of ESPN Radio, Jalen and Jacoby reveal the best slam dunk competitions during the past 25 years of NBA All-Star Weekend.
Welcome back to the celebration of 25 years of ESPN Radio. I'm David Jacoby, joining by my partner, Jalen Rose. We are Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio, and we are here to look back at 25 years of something that was very influential to me as a child and important to me as an adult. The NBA dunk contest. When I say those three words to you, NBA dunk contest, what images come to mind, Mr. Rose?
Wow, so many. I get a chance to show my age here. The great Julius Erving, known as Dr. J, elevated from the free throw line. That was a game-changing thing. When J.R. Ryder took the basketball between his legs and dunked it, termed it East Bay Funk.
Oh, you are going back.
Representing the Bay Area.
Can I get some Kenny Skywalker?
How about Vince Carter?
And this is what I'm thinking is this is going to be some exciting dunk.
McGrady right in front of the basket, remember. On the bounce. Carter does it! Went through his legs and dunked it with the right hand. Wow. I would assume that's a 50 if the judges are bowing. And he does.
Half man, half amazing. Changed the elevation of what we expected from an athlete. Put his entire arm in the rim. Then you got to give love to the short guys. Spud Webb.
Yes.
Spud Webb standing in front of the rim.
Nate Robinson.
Yes.
Spud drops it on the court. Robinson jammed it. He cleared Spud Webb and stepped it with the right hand. That's a 50 for Nate Robinson.
Give that
and
man
a final two-round total of 94.
JG, no he didn't. He jumped over him.
And now the Holy Grail. Dominique Wilkins, who's robbed, by the way, one time against Michael Jordan. The human highlight film and his 50-inch dunk and the creme de la creme, Michael Air Jeffrey Jordan.
So all of those, you gave us a good evolution of the dunk contest. And there's a lot I wanted to break down. First thing I want to break down for you, that Vince Carter performance.
This is the one that Michael Jordan used in the 88 All-Star Game at Chicago Stadium to defeat Dominique Wilkins. Here goes Carter from the other end, picking up speed. Inside the free throw line and dunked it with two hands. Easily a dunk that will win the championship for Vince Carter.
He was making the statement there, but again, that's a tough one. Inside the line he was, but this guy can flat out fly.
In my mind, that was the greatest dunk contest performance in the history of the contest.
This guy can flat out fly.
I don't like to do cross-era comparisons because if you look back at these 25 years of dunk contest, you see the athletes becoming more athletic, jumping higher, doing trickier things as it goes on. So you kind of have to judge each dunk contest on a curve. But that Vince Carter performance was just unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
It was, because Vince Carter is one of the individuals that I recall actually doing a 360 dunk in a game.
Carter left baseline, spins by Rocco, hangs in the air, spinning 360. Who says you can't get off the deck at the age of 40? Vince Carter with an amazing play.
Plus doing it in a dunk contest.
50, remember, is a perfect score on a dunk. Here he goes, in from the left. Carter goes up at 360, and he hammers it in with the right hand. I would tell you this. That'll be 10s across. He has a 50.
This is where the bounce of players, especially off 2 feet, just really elevated to another level. So now we see Aaron Gordon.
He'll go to the right side now, so he's out beyond the three-point perimeter. The camera's got to leap by, goes up and brings it down between the legs and over the head and heaves it down with a two-hand jam.
That's Dominique-like.
That was the Dominique Wilkins.
That was Dominique-like.
Then rams it with two hands.
Oh!
Nice!
And a total of 47.
Wow. Well, we're going to have a winner after this dunk then.
And Zach LaVine, who won it in the previous year.
Go to the back brace behind the glass. LaVine will take it between the legs and whip it in with the right hand. And I would dare say there's your slam dunk champion.
And there was something about Vince's performance I loved. It was propless. You know, there wasn't a lot of I'm going to bring out this car.
Here goes Griffin. Caught it and slammed it. He cleared the hood. A perfect setup from Baron Davis. And a two-hand slam by Blake Griffin.
And the chorus sings on. I believe he can fly.
I'm going to dress up in a glow-in-the-dark suit.
The lights are off in the arena. He's taking it in from the left side. Oh, a spectacular dunk. A windmill slam, and he took it right over the front of the rim, and a 360 to boot, Dr. Jack.
That's spectacular.
I'm going to dress up like Superman.
Dwight Howard sheds the Magic jersey and has a Superman shirt underneath. And now Jameer Nelson ties the cape around the neck. Now, he really looks like Superman, doesn't he?
He looks better than Superman.
Here he goes. There's the lob from over the backboard. Oh! A dunk from about 10 feet out in the lane.
Oh, my.
I'm going to jump over this.
I think Evans is going to actually launch himself into the air, reveal the portrait, and slam dunk. No, he's just going to jump over it and slam it down. And now he's going to pull. And now he's going to pull the drape back on the portrait. And it's a portrait of himself, a self-portrait. Himself in the act of dunking. And then he comes out and actually signs the portrait.
I'm going to get people from the crowd.
He gets an assist off the glass. And Steve Nash, who is an outstanding soccer player in Canada, tried to make the pass off the head, a header to him. He does. He's got it. He jammed
that's it.
That's got to be perfect.
I love it.
It was just like, I've practiced these dunks, and they're great. And you mentioned one that was important to me. The arm through the hoop and hang there.
Here he comes in from the right side. Carter, just a straight-in dunk and hang. He went in almost up to the elbow with that one.
And this big guy put his elbow in the basket. You can't imagine how high that is up. He's got to be at least head level with the rim.
It's a 50 for Carter.
First thing went through my mind, does that hurt?
I'm surprised he didn't dislocate his elbow.
I wouldn't know, because I can't do it.
Another one that stands out to me that you mentioned was Nate Robinson.
Here goes Robinson.
There are certain players
Throws it off the backboard.
that will go down.
Slammed it with his back to the rack. Two-hand throwdown by Robinson. That'll be a big score.
Almost more for their dunk contest performances than other things that they have done in their career.
Dwight Howard standing near the basket in the free throw lane. And Nate Robinson, is he going to try to go over him?
I think so.
And I give it to him. If he makes this happen, here he goes. He did. He did it. Nate Robinson threw it down, flying over Dwight Howard.
Are we in danger of Zach LaVine being one of those players?
No, that's why he's not going to compete this season. And here's the distinction. Nate Robinson, Spud Webb, while being short performers who helped change the game during All-Star Weekend with how they performed in the dunk contest, weren't all-star players. And that's another thing that we see that have changed as you progress and you see the elite players nowadays.
About my 10th time saying this, huh?
In particular, LeBron James choosing never to compete in such contests.
No dunk contest for me.
There is this stigma, and it's changed over the years. I want to ask you why. Why is it that superstar NBA performers sort of feel like they are too big for the dunk contest when once the dunk contest roster was full of all-stars?
People want to see it.
It's not that they feel like they're too big for it.
So it's good to do it at least one time in your career.
It becomes an unnecessary evil during a weekend when you have multiple responsibilities. That's what has changed. Soon as you touch down, that while it's fun to be celebrated as being an all-star, it still becomes a business trip with so many different obligations. And also,
I hope it don't ever happen where you have somebody get hurt where they miss some games because of a dunk contest.
The more times you jump off of the floor and you dunk the basketball, that's the less times you're going to be able to do it as your career progresses. So it also has an effect on your longevity.
So there's a finite number of jumps in an NBA career.
Of course, just
And
like
you
a vehicle or anything
just want
else.
to allocate them appropriately.
In the warm-up line, that's what I used to always tell the young fellas. Save them. You doing all of your fly dunks in the warm-ups. You want to play 10, 15 years.
So the dunk contest can also be a launching pad for careers.
Wall goes up and over with a two-hand jam. He went right over the mascot. Oh! Wasted no time, sprinted in, soared in, right to left, and packed it with two hands on a reverse.
Blake Griffin won in 2011.
Here he goes, throws off the glass and slams it up to the elbow, and hangs on the rim.
I never saw anyone do anything quite like that.
I recall a similar dunk by Vince Carter.
Vince Carter was sort of like already big at that time, but Kobe Bryant in 1997, like there are these sort of like stepping stone dunk contest championships that players have used to sort of continue on to on-court regular season success. What do you make of those kind of breakout performances?
Well, a couple of those guys are Terrence Ross.
Here it comes. Oh, a magnificent 360 reverse right hand dunk. He tomahawked it home after getting it off the side of the glass, spinning in and ramming it down. That was exciting stuff.
I mentioned Levine last year.
Zach LaVine on the near side will throw it ahead, get the lob on the carry, goes behind the back and throws down a whiplash right hand jam. Zach LaVine has done it again on his first attempt. Wow, this kid was born for this competition.
You talked about Blake Griffin, who, for whatever it's worth, jumped over a vehicle, the hood.
Caught it and slammed it. He cleared the hood.
Not over the top of the car in the dunk contest. The thing that they have in common is they didn't play in the All-Star game. That's truly what has changed. And when you look at this year's roster, only one player will be in the All-Star game. But what's unique, we saw Dwight Howard win it as a center.
Here he goes off the side edge, and he hammered it in with a right hand. Dwight Howard took it from the right baseline, flipped it up off the side edge of the backboard, caught it, and threw it down.
Now there's a high degree of difficulty there, JD. That's a difficult pass to make.
You now get a chance to see DeAndre Jordan perform.
I think that's exciting, but I also think that Derek Jones should not have been allowed to participate. Like, you played 11 minutes in the NBA. Like, you're 11 minutes more of an NBA player than I am. Like, come on now.
Well, it shows you why the contest may be starving for talent. Almost like the NFL Pro Bowl has to reach out to 130 players to get 80 to accept. If players wanted to participate, that opportunity would not have been there for a D-League player.
Can I just be old man Jacoby for a second, Jalen?
Sure.
I have a problem with this. 5 words. From the free throw line.
He leaves from the free throw line between the legs and windmills it with a right hand, and that'll do it. That'll do it. The bench comes unglued. The towels are being thrown on the floor. I think the defending champion has backed it up.
If you are going to, he did a windmill from the free throw line. He did 360 from the free throw line. He rocked the cradle from the free throw line. When I see the replay, your foot, you can't be a foot in from the free throw line. Like if you look at, did Michael Jordan dunk from the free throw line?
He did.
No, he didn't. He was a foot in. Same with Dr. J, and same with Zach LaVine.
And across the board, 5'10". There it is. Zach LaVine repeats as a slam dunk champion.
Everybody jumps of 1 foot. I want to see someone jump behind the free throw line.
You saw that last year in Zach LaVine.
He was fully behind it.
When somebody goes out of bounds, what portion of their foot has to be on the line?
Any part of it.
Okay, so when somebody says you jump from the free throw line, it is the integrity of your foot was on the line as you took off. You didn't say behind the three-point line.
I want to see someone dunk from behind the free throw line.
Thank you for that distinction.
I want to see that.
We give the people what they want.
Don't you feel like the Greek Freak should have been in a dunk contest?
I do not. There were other players that we didn't mention. Jason Richardson.
Richardson is going to try it for the third time.
He's looking at Darius Miles.
Needs at least a 45. Up in the air, off the court. He's got it. He jammed it. He jammed it.
No, he didn't. No, he did not do that. Jay Rich. JD. 2-0. He just did it.
I think we know who the champion is this year.
Jay Rich.
It's something that we've seen change based on name value and intrigue. I think that's going to continue to trend in that direction.
kind of want the Cavs to sign Nate Robinson just so he can participate in this year's dunk contest.
Not going to be able to do it.
Thank you so much for joining us here in this special celebration of 25 years of ESPN Radio and the dunk contest.
Thanks for listening to this ESPN Radio special, celebrating 25 years of ESPN Radio. You can subscribe and listen to all of the 25-year celebration podcasts by clicking on the Listen tab of the ESPN app.